U.S. history students, we are moving on. It is Tuesday, and we are moving on to the Reconstruction era. So click on the Reconstruction folder and click on Reconstruction Notes. And it is titled Period Username Reconstruction Notes. Again, make a copy, title it correctly, and share it with me. It does say that you can choose a study partner or choose to work on your own. So if you guys choose to work with someone else on this, that's fine, but put both of your usernames in this section right here. All right? So as we think about our Civil War discussions that we've had, we know that the country was very divided at the time. And after the Civil War, they had to go about answering lots of questions in terms of what is called reconstructing the country. So how should the South be rebuilt? And we're not only talking about the physical buildings here, but rebuilding relationships as well. So these are a lot of the questions that the country needed to answer at the time. You are not responsible for answering these questions on your own. I'm just going to discuss these questions for you because I want you to understand what the people of our country had to think about during the time of Reconstruction. So they needed to answer the question, how should the states that seceded be brought back into the Union? Again, hundreds of thousands of soldiers died during the Civil War. We talked about that 620,000, but recent studies even suggest that the total number of deaths are up to 750,000. So at the start of the Civil War, there were nearly 4 million slaves in the United States. So what is going to happen to those people? How should they be incorporated into the country as freed men and women? What jobs were they going to do? You know, they had been slaves for their entire lives. What were they going to do? How were they going to get educated? Also, after 4 years of war and over 200 years of slavery, could Northerners and Southerners rebuild the South together? Could they unify as citizens of the same country? So just because the Civil War was over doesn't mean we just kind of snapped our fingers and everything was hunky-dory again. Other questions that were raised would be the consequences for the Confederate States. So should people who fought against the United States be recognized as citizens, or should they be punished? And what should be done to the southern state governments that fought against the United States? All of these things had to be decided after the Civil War in this period called the Reconstruction period. So you're going to take some notes using these two documents. I'll open them up here. The first one is a PowerPoint that has a lot of information on it. So you can scroll down through it. It's not just one page. There are lots of pages of notes there. You don't have to take word-for-word notes. Just summarize the vocabulary in your own words here. So you have, I believe it's 12 vocabulary terms to summarize on this document. So you use the document that I just opened plus this Duxter's website to help you get a definition or to summarize those terms on that page. So that is your assignment for Tuesday. I'll just quickly go back to your week here. If you happen to be gone yesterday, we did the America, the Story of Us Civil War. You can go to yesterday's Schoology update to get that information. This is what we're doing today. Notice that Wednesday is map testing. Thursday, remember that we are going to review our assignments that you did yesterday and today, and you're going to have a work day. So if you didn't happen to get those assignments done, you'll have a little bit of time on Thursday to work on them as well. And then remember that Friday is the George Mayer Day of Service. So that does it. I will plan on seeing some of you tomorrow.